So then, in the thought development in the scripture, the teacher expounded or explained to the student the posture and other details of meditation, the atmosphere in which the meditation, the quiet environment that is needed. Sit down in a comfortable asana. The head, neck and the trunk in one straight line. Right. Clean your clothes, your body, the seat and the environment. Clean. Thereafterwards, mentally, the adjustment was cut off all your relationship with the world. While sitting for meditation, you are neither a husband or a wife, son or a brother, belonging to a community or a society. You are not even a citizen of a country. You are not even a human being. All relationship cut off, because all your mental agitations and worries are all because of some relationship or the other. As a proprietor, as an owner, as a possessor. It is all in various attitudes and sense of relationships that all our mental agitations rise. Totally renounced. Atyashramastha, like a sannyasi, sit down. Sakalindriyani nirutya. Control all the sense organs, which are the various cleavages through which mental attention generally leaks out. Control them all, stop them all. But how is it possible? By turning the mind's attention to the Lord or the teacher. Manasa Swagurum Pranamya. Bhaktya Swagurum Pranamya. In total devotion, surrender and prostrate or kneel down to your Guru or your Lord. And with that thus quietened mind, contemplate upon the higher, the reality. Thereafterwards, the teacher pointed out that reality, the 12 arrow marks. Remember? Ajidyam Vyaktamananda Rupa Ityadi. All that 12 items or 12 arrow marks, we found all of them indicating the same infinite reality. And if thus the impersonal reality cannot be contemplated upon, because your mind is too dense or gross, that it has got more and more vasanas, and therefore its attention is being diverted and always running out into the world of objects, then meditate upon the Lord as a personal God. Thus, Uma Sahayam Parameshwaram Prabhu. Meditate upon Him as Lord with the form, with the details, and contemplate upon these details. They are all symbolical. They are all indicating again the infinite reality, the philosophical truths we yesterday adumbrated upon. Meditate upon Him. And by thus meditating upon, if you are a reflective person, you can realize the highest. That is what it said. This great truth that you realize, call it as God, or call it as personal, call it as impersonal reality, call it as consciousness, whatever that you may call it. When the mind and intellect's attention is withdrawn from OET, from all his wanderings, and with that empty mind, when you turn your attention towards the higher, this is all to be done. All that is to be done. When this is done, that experience, a factor that you would experience, the teacher says, Sa Brahma Sa Shivaha Sendraha Sokshara Paramaswarat Sayeva Vishnu Sa Pranaha Sa Kalo Agni Sa Chandramaha. In the Vedic period, the students were worshipping the various deities, as today in Hinduism we worship Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Lakshmi, Devi, Saraswati, hundreds. Here in Christianity you worship mainly Jesus, but then you have got a sense of other saints, other deities whom you worship and adore for certain specific purposes. What is a saint who is for accidents? Christopher. See that? Not that Christopher is God, but he is in charge of the portfolio, you see, in protecting us from accidents. This is Christopher. And thus various deities whom we worship and adore. Now, the Rishi says that this great reality, the infinite consciousness, the absolute essence of reality, itself is that which expresses as these various saints and sages and masters and prophets and deities. It is the expression of the one infinite consciousness, the whole universe. All the gods and goddesses, all angels and archangels, all of them are the expression of this one mighty reality. So this reality alone is Brahma the creator, Shiva the annihilator, the principle of destruction, the principle of creation, because the Lord, the God, as an omnipotent power is expressed in the universe for our blank eyes to see. Where is God in this universe? He plays that omnipotent power behind the universe, expresses in the universe for us to perceive in two directions. Things are being born every second in this world, plant, animal and human. And at another end when you look, plant, animal and human are constantly dying. So the principle of creation, principle of birth, and the principle of destruction, principle of death, this play of birth and death is called the realm of change, the realm of finitude. Moment to moment, the new moment is born, the old moment is died. The present minute comes when the last minute is exhausted, the 60th second is exhausted. 1 hour dies, the next hour starts. Morning dies, noon is born. Noon dies, evening is born. Today die, tomorrow is born. This week ends, next week comes. After every Sunday, there is a dirty Monday. You see? It can't be Sunday only. Sunday, Monday is there. Okay. Similarly, childhood dies, youth starts. Youth die, middle age starts. Middle age dies. Bud dies when the flower is born. Flower dies when the fruit is born. Fruit dies when the seed is emerged out. Seed decays when the plant comes. The death of one is the birth of another. And you say that there is no reincarnation. I can't understand. Everywhere you are seeing it. Probably man is the only exception. That you die and you die forever. How can you say that? A flower died and nothing happened. How? The fruit comes. The fruit decays. Yes, fruit must decay. Then only the seed can come out. The seed must perish. The death and disaster and despair and tragedy of the fruit seed is the birth of a tree. If tomorrow, yesterday never dies, today can never be born. Now, Swamiji, I don't like this. Do you know what happens? Tragedy. After breakfast, you can't take lunch. Why? Breakfast permanently. Permanently, solid, stone-like it remains. What about lunch? No. Why? Breakfast is still there. Dinner time, the breakfast is there. No change comes. What are you talking? If there is no change, life is stagnant. Life is pulsating and moving, is dynamic because of change. Life as we know now. Therefore, he himself is the creator, meaning the creative force is he expressing. The destructive force he is expressing. The he expressing as creation and destruction, the chain is called this realm of time and space, the Einsteinian world. Think. He is Brahma, he is Shiva. Sa Indra, he is the Indra, the Lord of the sense organs, the mind. Saswara, so Akshara, he is the immutable. It is the same reality is called as immutable and mutable. Paramaswara, the supreme, the ever independent, the immaculate reality. Sayeva Vishnu, he is the all-pervading reality. Sapranaha, he is that prana, the breath. Constantly, without giving a weekend holiday. You are breathing, isn't it? Why not take a vacation? You have breathed for so long. At least half an hour, keep quiet. Do you know the amount of muscles, the number of muscles that must work for this breathing? And you are going on day and night for the last 30, 40 years. You deserve a vacation. Why not? No. Because the breath is life. He has breathed his last, means life has ebbed away. This life is Narayana, the Lord. And therefore breath is the manifestation of divine. All are his play only. Thus these deities that each one used to worship, they need not feel that what about my God? Your God also is the same reality. But Swamiji, what about Jesus? Same. Divine Father in heaven expressing in that form is Jesus at a certain period of history. What about Muhammad? Same. Swamiji, Muhammad is no Christ. What about Buddha? Same. What about Mahabir? Same. All are including you. You, from where did you come? Mr. Satan has got no manufacturing company. God is only one who is making everything. Therefore all of us are expressions of it. But in us the divinity is not expressing. It is only the other side expressing. We are the obverse. These masters are the rivers. And therefore we adore them, worship them. This is all that. So that all are his expressions. Therefore, devotees of various gods and deities around the world need not worry that whether my God is included in it. He is a one infinite essence expressing differently in different forms. He expressed different powers of this one almighty omnipotency for the sake of the blessings of that age, that society, or a certain given devotee. The Lord took these various forms. All of them are one. Again, Sayeva sarvam yad bhutam yacha bhavyam sanatanam nyatva tam mrityu matyedi nanya pandha vimuktaye. Sayeva, this mighty reality about which we have been talking, first, which was first indicated by the 12 arrow marks as the immaculate reality, the impersonal essence, which is again indicated as a personal deity or God for the purpose of intellectual acceptance or to conceive intellectually by restless minds. In a particular form it was given, personal God. Is all this one mighty reality alone. And that great essence, that pure consciousness, which you can experience when the mind is completely hushed up. When the mind is quiet, alert and vigilant, this experience descends into us. This same reality, Saeva Sarvam, He alone is all this. The inert and the sentient, inert and the dynamic, the sentient and the insentient. All the names and forms that constitute the various universes, the entire cosmos. All these that you can see, hear, smell, taste, touch. The entire world of BMI, PFT, OAT. This whole universe is Saeva Sarvam. Just as all waves are nothing but the ocean, all ornaments are nothing but the gold, all mud pots are nothing but mud itself in different forms. The cause itself becomes all the effects. The effects are nothing but the cause itself in different forms. The same theory or argument. Saeva Sarvam. He, the infinite consciousness alone, is all this. The entire dream and the dreamer are all nothing but the waker's mind. In one plane of consciousness, the dream, there is the subject, the dreamer, and the object, the dream world. There is a pluralistic experience, very valid and true to the dreamer. But on awakening from the dream state of consciousness into the waking state of consciousness, when you experience the wakeful time and the mind, wakeful mind, you realize what? This alone was all that I saw in the dream, isn't it? Thus the teacher, the master who has realized the truth, he with confidence asserts, Saeva Sarvam, he alone is all this. Yad bhutam yaccha bhavyam. Whatever that was bhutam in the past, yaccha bhavyam, whatever that shall come in future. So that all this is he, nay, all that was is only he. Also, all that shall be in infinite time in this universe are all shall be only he expressing it. That is to say, first of all, the child is shown that these waves beta, my dear son, these waves are nothing but ocean. And son, all the waves that must have risen in the entire past and all the waves that shall rise in the future, all are ocean alone. Everything is he. Because he is a creator who created it not from out of another raw material. He alone was before the creation. He alone could be there before the creation. Then when he creates, he can be created only from himself. Therefore, in the three periods of time, what might have been in the past, what is today, and what shall be in future, all of them are his only. If on the other hand, you interpreted it as Sayeva Sarvam, he is everything that was and that shall ever be, the question comes, hey sir, you say that all that was is Narayana, and you also say all that shall be is Narayana. I accept it, but I got a doubt. Probably what I am seeing now may be different. What was is Narayana, what shall be is Narayana, but you are not talking anything about the present. So what we say is true. The present, it is hell, devilish, stupid, undivine. Is it? Why the teacher seems to have implicitly forgotten, almost forgotten the present. Sa eva sarvam, he is all, yad, that which is bhudam in the past. Yacha, also that which is bhavyam in the future. All this is that sanatanam, that ancient, he alone. That ancient means before, that which was before all creation. Sanatanam, that which is eternally, immutably, that was ever there. The play of that reality. The play of that reality in the reality. The play of the ocean in the ocean are the waves. The play of the reality in the reality is all that was and that shall be in future. What about the present? From the philosophical standpoint, when you look at it very, very carefully, there is no present. There is only a past and a future. Present is an imaginary line at which the future becomes a past. It is something like the equator. Nobody can see the equator line. It's an imaginary line drawn in the middle of the center of the earth. There is no equator. For convenience, tell me, where does America end and Canada start? You let us say that river, half of that, what do you call that? That lake, and south side of the fall, Niagara Fall, that is American side, that is Canadian side. And which water is Canadian water and American water? Center, there is a line. Where is the line? Who is to maintain the line? These are all geographically imaginary lines put by the artificiality of power politics. And let Canada become a little more powerful and America a little more weak. Line moves. Line moves towards the south, and America says, all right, for peace, we allow it. When they become strong, they draw the other side line. Why? That is all geographically ours, traditionally ours, historically ours. correcting them. This is all human beings draw lines. Where does your property end and that other guy's property start, please? Oh, that is so simple. That hedge. Who put the hedge? I put the hedge. It is all imaginary lines. Similarly, there is no present. Present is now. Now is, you can never grasp it. By the time I say that I am feeling, it is already past. There is no present continuous. It is only for the purpose of argument and talking that we have made a present continuous. There is no present continue. There is no present. It is either the future or the past. This second, by the time I say this second, it was gone. And the future second, I can't say anything because it has not yet come. By the time it comes, catch him, it has already become past. Because I must realize, isn't it? I am happy. By the time you say I am happy, I was happy. That is all that you can say. Why? There is no present. Present when I say, when I am experiencing happiness, I can't say. And when I say, I can only say that last second I was happy. About the present, nothing can be said honestly. How roughly we take it out. Think. When does the day ends and the night starts? Oh, when the sun goes down. When? Is the sun at the sea level? Or half through? Or completely gone? At 9:30 after the class when we are going, still the sunlight is there in the sky. At 9:30 in the night is when is the night time? So every corporation, every city has got its own. 6 o'clock, light time. Lighting time. They put a board to make everybody understand that recognize it is night now. Put on the headlights. Why? We have decided. Winter time, summer time, saving time, dun time is all ordered right now. There is no such thing. Day slowly glides into night, night slips into day, day, skates into night, the night glides into, it goes on. You can't say a particular moment. The last moment was night, this moment is daytime. Impossible. Thus the present is an imaginary line since the life, time is a flood. And the future comes down and dashes on me, and it doesn't stay there. Immediately becomes one with the entire past. The total possibility of future and the total happenings in the past, between the two, I and you stand. There is no present, there is only a future and a past. Therefore the teacher says, all that is past is nothing but Narayana's play. All that is not yet come is also shall be Narayana's play. If both these are Narayana's play, this imaginary line, whose play is that? Devil's play. That also is Narayana's play. You, the present, also is Narayana's play. Sanatana, the tension. Jnatva tam. And when an individual comes to apprehend him, all this is the play of one infinite consciousness. The play is only because of my mind. The mind alone projects the time concept. In the time only there is a past, present and the future. But in the present there is no time. It is a moment arrested, which has nothing to do with the past nor with the future. And the contents of the present moment is an infinite existence. Thus when time ceases, mind curls and dies. With the mind's death, time also dies. Where the mind is not functioning as in deep sleep, time is not there. Only on waking up there is a concept of time. Time is a concept of the intellect. M&I. M&I is thought flow. So when the last thought is seized, mind curls up. With the mind, the concept of time disappears. There is no past, present or future. There is infinitude itself. Jnatva tam, that state having experienced. Mrityu-matyedi, that one who is in that state, he has gone beyond death, beyond change. Death means change. The death of the bud is the birth of the flower, the death of the flower is the birth of the fruit, death of the fruit is the birth of the... This is called the change. Change is experience in the realm of BMI, PFT or AT. When the mind is thus seized, you are no more a PFT, conditioned by the BMI, but you realize the infinitude. Once as you are gone beyond time, timeless, there is no change. Since no change, no death. So the immortality, as Christians would call it, the nirvana, as the Buddhists would call it, the eternally immutable reality, as the Hindus would call it, Akal, as the Sikhs would call it. One who realizes this, he reaches that state where mrityu-matyedi, you have gone beyond death. Death and change can be only within the time concept. When the mind has ceased, time has disappeared. In the timeless infinitude, there is no change, no death. Thus you can reach the state of immortality. Mrityu-matyedi. And na anya pantha vidyade vimuktaye. Now the student feels, Swamiji, that is very difficult to reach that way. It is very difficult. My dear sir, there is no compromise. Why? Na anya pantha, there is no other way. Vimuktaye, to reach that total liberation. You may reach there by surrendering to God. Bhakti, which is the essential path of Christianity. Through meditation, contemplation, path of Vedanta. Through karma, the path of Gita. Various methods are there. Through asana, pranayama, hatha yoga. But ultimately what is to be reached? All these finite activities must ultimately end mind. And when the mind is ended, the infinite is experienced. That state when you're gone beyond death. And there is no other way to reach there. Na anya pantha vidyade ayanaya. For this there is no other path, is the quotation from the various Upanishads. Here the teacher, for the sake of poetry, changes that quotation as Nanya pantha vimuktaye visheshena mukti, total liberation. There is no other way. You must transcend the mind and intellect for the total liberation. Swamiji, to go beyond the mind and intellect is a reality. Yes. Then why should we do yoga? What is the other method? Other method is have a shower, a good meals, and a clean bed. Beyond the mind. Is it not liberation? Yes, it is liberation. I admit it is liberation, but not, it is mukti, but not vimukti. There is a word, vimukti. Visheshena mukti. Meaning, that liberation is only temporary. It is something like, when I got a problem and I am tired of that problem, I take a whiskey. Hey, why are you drinking? Swamiji, you don't know. If you are in my situation, you also will drink. You don't know how much trouble I have got. You understand? But can drink save you from the problem? Yes, temporarily. These 1 or 2 hours, I forget my problems. I am on the roof of the world. I am on the horseback. Let me enjoy these 2 hours. Don't say anything. And afterwards, I am in a terrible, miserable condition, I know. That is all temporary. It's not permanent. Here it says, permanent liberation for all times to come. That state in order to reach. There is no other way other than transcending. The mind and intellect equipment. Then what happens? Who is this man of realization? What is his experience? Supposing, let us say, for argument's sake, by mistake, we transcended the mind. You see, we were playing in the mind and intellect. We slipped. We screamed, ah! But we went into it. What to do? And you can't protest because there is nobody there to protest, to hear the protest. You fell into that, let us say. Because that is the only way to reach there now, by accident. Suppose we reach their end. What is from there when you look up? How do you see the world? What is the condition in that situation where the mind has been transcended? You are realized or awakened to the higher plane of consciousness. What is his condition? He says, Sarva bhutastam sarva bhutani chatmani sampashyan brahma paramam yadinanyena hetuna. When can I say that I have realized the truth? Because it is especially in this country. Every other man says that I have realized, I have great experiences. Yes, Swamiji, I've been in the woods and I have great experience. Bright angels were running all around me. So in the woods I sat down and saw all of them. Experience number 1. I developed wings and moved. But luckily when I woke up, I was there in the same place. I was wondering whether I will be in some other part of the world, especially Russia. They would neither allow you to come out and things like that. They can't understand that I was meditating in America. I reached here. They will all the more ill-treat you, saying that you are a spy, CIA man. Lucky. When I woke up, I was there. Where is it? Experience I have. Vedanta doesn't recognize them as experience. Then what is the experience? The teacher tries to put it out as best as he knows. Sarva bhutastham atman. When he opens his eyes and looks, after that vivid experience of God consciousness. When he wakes up and looks at the world, the good old familiar world of names and forms, he sees as you and I see. Tom, Dick and Harry, everyone different from each other. Not that, he is so realized that he doesn't know what is stone, what is plant, what is animal. It's all one Brahman only. He is fit for the asylum. He is a patient, he is sick. It is not that. All living creatures, he instinctively or he sees it as any other intelligent man would say it. But his vision is our vision plus. What we see is only the different names and forms. He sees these different names and forms, and also he sees his own self, the consciousness, in all living creatures. When I explain that way, don't say that, no, oh, I see Swamiji. He sees consciousness glimmering everywhere. Swamiji, I also started seeing glimmering. What? A light coming from everybody. Then wear goggles every time. You know? Because his light is shooting from everybody, you know. It is very bad for your eyes. Like, it is not that. He sees himself in every name and form. Just as you see yourself in your hand and in your leg, in your fingers and in your toes. The toes are so different from your nose is so different from your ears. Yet, don't you experience that all these are me? Can you say that, no, something has happened to the nose? Never mind, nose suffers. What do I care? If anything hits on your nose, the hand says that, no, why should I massage the nose? Oh. I got better things to do. I refuse. Or, hello, nosy, what are you going to give me for massaging? I know massaging. I am ready to massage. What will you give me? Per hour? $2. I said, okay. All right, massage. Give me $2. Will it ask? The moment the nose is punched, my both hands come and try to massage it. Why? Why should you do it? Oh, slaves, why are you after that nose? Shut up. Why? The comfort of the nose is the comfort of the hands. Because I am living constantly everywhere. Just as you are realized now that you are in every cell in your body, one who has experienced the consciousness and understood that I am the consciousness, he sees the consciousness everywhere. Wherever there is a conscious being, he sees that it is me in that form. I, Swami Chinmayananda, in this form is my hands. Swami Chinmayananda in that form is my legs. Swami Chinmayananda in this form is Swami's own nose. In all these I live. When the individual realizes this God consciousness within their bosom, he starts recognizing that the same consciousness is everywhere present, and therefore the world is no more alien to him. There is no sense of alienation, that the world is standing there as a brute force and I must fight with the world. Need not. Should I be afraid of my legs? The rascals, both of them are very strong guys. And they are rascals always with me. I don't know when he will kick me. He like it, right hand. My legs are me, how can it kick me? But about the world, Swamiji, you can say all these things, but this is America. They will mug you. They will kick you, they will loot you, they will cheat you. This is our feeling. Therefore the sense of alienation. When the sense of alienation is there, I am ready to fight with the whole world. All revolutions, all disturbances, all battles, all wars, all competitions, all cutthroatism, everything arises out of the sense of alienation. Between man and wife there is no peace in the home. Why? Sense of alienation. This woman is not looking after me. This devil of a man is a useless guy. Why? Alienation. The sense of alienation comes, love goes. This sense of alienation can never come between you and your limbs. Can you? This is called love. Your relationship with your hands and legs is called love. Not that the hand is constantly saying, hello leggy, I love you. Did you sleep well leggy? Shall I massage leggy? I will hold on your hands leggy. Ah! The hand may not touch the leg for last 1 week, it doesn't matter. Between them is a relationship, is called love, identification. I am you, you are me. thing. The man of realization, having realized this center, essence in himself, he recognizes the same center, me. In that form is he, and me. In that form is she, me. In that form is the tree. In all of them, sarva bhutastha, remaining in every form, atmana, my own self in every form. Not only that, sarva bhutastham atmani. Now when I withdraw my consciousness and blow myself into that awareness, I recognize all names and forms of the world merging into me. Swamiji, there is a limit to exaggeration. The world melting into me, what are you talking? You are brainwashing us in the early morning here. Think, my friends, when you wake up from your dream, do you not recognize that the entire dream universe of sun and the moon and the mountains and the rivers and the plants and the animals, you and your wife and your children, all of them merge into your mind. Merge not actually. Every day I dream and every day it is coming into my mind that my mind has become now enlarged. Why? New things coming into the mind. Nothing came, nothing went. It is in my mind I recognize a dream. And the dream swallowed into the mind. That is all. Similarly, in the Brahman, in me, the consciousness, the world of plurality came up. And they are all now and over me. And when I meditate, just as a dreamer wakes up, when I go into that plane of consciousness, I realize that the world that is now disappeared, where have they gone? Nowhere. They have come back to me. It is this consciousness disturbed by the mind was the world of plurality. Mind still disturbances God. Both. Not only you feel that you are divine, that is half realization, that I am divine, but the world is all full of dirt and filth and sinners, that is half realization. Full realization is not only that I am divine, but where is it anything other than divine? Where is undivine thing in this universe? Because all are he and he alone. Both. Sarva bhutastam atmanam, experiencing, read the translation. One's own self in all beings, my own self-functioning. And all beings, names and forms, your BMI, all these BMIs and PFTs and OETs, in the self, in moments of utter meditation. And utthana, when I wake up and look at the world and I play through my BMI, I see all other BMIs, but I understand that what a magical, miraculous wonders. It is my own self as though playing in different light. When I enter into a mirrored hall, I see myself in 1,000 forms, reflected in each mirror. That very self-God that I recognize and experience my meditation, I see the same Lord peeping through every pair of eyes. Eerie feeling, isn't it? God looking at you. When I go to in front of a mirror or a mirrored hall, why should I get frightened? No doubt, if all the faces were somebody's face, then I would have become terrible. But when I see that all of them are my own ugly face, I recognize it. Hey, this is me. Ah. You are alone in the midst of the crowd being my own reflections. Swamiji, your explanation is all right, but the reflections are always the same, but in the world it is not so. No, please. Reflections cannot be the same. If the mirrors are all of the same company, it is all right. Suppose concave mirror, convex mirror, corrugated mirror, or the Indian mirror, let us say. Indian mirrors have got that corrugation, that when you move, your nose and many fixed things are also moving. You think that the ears are moving? Yes, ears are moving. That mirror, because the plane is not clean. It's not plain. The glass is not plain. There have got undulations. Thus, different kinds of mirrors are there. You can be seen, you yourself can see yourself in different ugly protuberances and swellings. Yet, you recognize them all. Isn't it? In the same way, the one self everywhere present. And when in moments of meditation I fold my mind, the pluralistic phenomenal world gets folded. Into what? Ultimately the pure sense. Sampashyan Brahma Paramam Yadi. One who can thus recognize at all moments. A little meditation, you see everything wiped out. You emerge out, you see the world as it is, but with a thin veneer of divinity at all times. He who can thus readily recognize the divinity that is within and without at one and the same sweep. Sampashyan, very well recognized at all times, Brahma Paramam Yadi, that individual reaches the Brahma Padavi, that state of called God consciousness. Na anyena hetuna, underline. Na anyena hetuna, the Rishi is positive. By no other method can you realize the truth. Hey, my Guru touched me and said, now look, I had a wondrous experience. Then what happened? Guru removed the hand. Experience went away. It's a finite experience then. It can't be eternal, immutable experience, please. The Guru touch experience. LSD. My consciousness is blasted. All right, very good. Then, after 2 hours, look at him. Now what are your situation? I am trying to find out where I can get $5 without work. Why? For the next pill. Experience gone. The experience that comes and goes is a finite experience. How can it be the infinite? And what you are searching is the infinite. Once having gone there, there is no return. Na anyena hetuna. Don't say that by other things that I did so much of tapas, therefore I got it. I did so much of japa, therefore I got it. I took bath in the Ganges, therefore I got it. I went to India, consciousness expanded. But only when I came back to America, it shrunk. What are you talking about? Na anyena hetuna, by no other cause can you reach it. You may do tapas, and through tapas you may reach. By the touch of the Guru you may reach. Yes. These are all means. The goal is one. Come to experience itself. And that too not a passing mood of an experienced it, but when I look out, everything gone, then it is not that. An experience having gained it. Whether you are awake, whether you are dealing with the world or dealing in yourself in meditation. 24 hours, 365 days, under all conditions, at all places, at all times. This presence of the divine is vividly clear to us. That state is called the state of perfection. Such an individual has reached the highest state. Oh, this is the goal, Swamiji. What a wonderful idea. Privately I can see God and others can't it. Aha, beautiful. Nice. After all, meditation is not necessary. How nice. The student becomes anxious. Therefore the teacher says how to reach that state. Atmanamaraning kritva pranavam cha uttararinim jnananirmadhanabhyasat pasham dehati panditaha. Again, another metaphor. And these metaphors are very, very clear to the Vedic students. To us it is not. Because we have not lived that time. We have moved away from that time. In the yajnas and yagas, in the evening class, I did tell you that in the rituals of Vedic rituals, fire is worshipped. And in order to worship fire, when the altar is made, we don't borrow the fire from another kitchen stove. We don't borrow it from another kindler. But the fire is freshly invoked. Every piece of wood has fire in its heart. And its heart means, don't tell me, Swamiji, wood has no heart. That I also know. Every piece of wood has fire unmanifest in it, lurking. And if you can invoke the fire from the wood, the fire can come out and manifest. Thus, in order to worship fire, the great masters of those days of the ritualism, the first act is invoking fire by churning out fire from wood. This function is the most interesting function for the little children, that they all wait to watch that. Because once the fire has come out and the kund is kindled, the altar is kindled, thereafter the children cannot enjoy it because they don't understand the mantras, etc. They go out to play. But kindling the fire is an interesting thing. Therefore, all children must have seen it, and thus it is a very vivid picture for the students of that era. The fire is kindled in an elaborate, dramatic fashion. 2 blocks of wood, one at the bottom and one at the top, is held in position. Between them is a cylindrical rod of wood. This cylindrical rod of wood goes into a cup scooped in the bottom wood and goes and penetrates into a cup that has been scooped in the top wooden block. 2 wooden blocks with cups scooped in it, into which an axle, wooden axle goes. Now, one brahmachari presses the upper block down, and another brahmachari winds a cord or a rope around this cylindrical rod and starts churning. When the rope that has been wound round it is pulled both sides, the wooden roller turns clockwise and anti-clockwise. They will be turning in the cup. By friction, heat is generated. This heat is sufficient to ignite a small piece of cotton. This cotton, when it glows, it is put on a big piece of cotton. Then a bigger piece of cotton. Then when it is all glowing, slowly leaves are supplied, dry leaves. When that dry leaf gets fire, slowly thicker wood, until at last it starts kindling and little bits of wood is given as building fire, carefully. And once it has come up, flamed up, big chunks of wood can be put in. It will be all crackling away, burning into tall, mighty, licking flames. The fire that was inherent in the wood, unmanifest in the wood, has been invoked by this churning, and that little sparkles of fire, sparks of fire, is tended, nurtured and nourished carefully until at last it becomes a blazing fire in which big chunks of wood can be put in. It will be all burnt into ashes. This is called the churning the wood. Churning the fire, not churning the wood, churning the fire. Maranim krutva pranavanja uttararanim atmanam PFT, as the lower block of wood, and pranava, Om, the Lord, the reality, as uttararani, the higher block of wood, and jnana nirmadhanad, madhanam, churning, and thereafterwards start churning the pure wisdom, the fire of knowledge. The lower one is me, the individuality, I, the BMI conditioned PFT. The perceiver, feeler, thinker, me. And he is the pure awareness of consciousness. Between us, I am he is me. In fact, I am nothing but that consciousness functioning through the BMI. Because of my identification with the BMI, I am at this moment only in PFT level. Thus this identification, churning, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Argue for it, argue against it. By this portion of churning, the heat of knowledge, understanding rises up in our mind. And with this fire, Pasham Dehadi Panditaha, Pandit, the man of wisdom, the man of knowledge, his Pasha, ropes, his ropes with which he has been tied down with the BMI. Our attachments with the BMI are all burnt up. Meaning, when you go on doing these reflections, you get released from BMI. And the PFT slowly lifts into the realization of the higher. And when the PFT thus awakes to the higher plane of consciousness, all our identifications, attachments due to vasanas have ended. All the ropes are burnt up. When I am tied down to the BMI and the ropes are burnt, I become free. Isn't it? Think. At this moment we cannot, because we seem to be tied down to BMI. Wherever we turn, we think only in terms of the body, the mind, the intellect. because you have clung on to it. When this simple reflection upon what you have heard in the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads are again and again taken up in the mind. I, the individual, is not a mere limited individual. I am the pure awareness, infinite, eternal, immutable. Again and again when you do it, out of this churning rises the wisdom, the fire of wisdom and understanding. And in that fire of understanding, all our identifications with the flesh, emotions and thoughts end. We awake to the higher plane of consciousness. This is the process. Nanya pantha vidyate. There is no other way. Na anyena hetuna. By no other cause can you come to experience this liberation. This alone is the path. Hey, Swamiji, how to churn now? Because lower irony we have got. Ego you have got, isn't it? The upper block also, to a vague idea you have got of the consciousness, eternal, immutable. Okay? Now between them you have to churn. How to churn? Don't sit down, don't tell us churn. With what? How? That churning processes we'll discuss tomorrow. 7:30, 8:30. Tomorrow onwards, I think that it's better that we meet at 7. No. Wait. Tell me. Not you people. I want a specific group to answer me. Mothers of children, what do you say? Yes. Okay.